Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome back to another drive home review.
Yes.
Already so soon. Trying to do better.
Yes. Well, I guess the good news is that there's more movies coming out nowadays.
That's right.
That
It's
we're
summertime.
interested ish in.
So the Ish movie we saw today
Yep.
was the new Transformers movie.
Yes.
Rise O' the Beasts.
Yes.
Beasts.
Beasties.
Well, you get your Transformers action in.
That's for sure. I mean, you know what? After like 3 or whatever, I checked out of most of the Transformer movies. I haven't really even like watched any of them since I think by that point. So, I mean, kind of jumping back in again, I didn't find it as bad as I was expecting. There actually was a story.
Yes.
As opposed to just action and explosions and things like that, and some bad jokes and things. So there was actually a bit of a story, a bit of heart, a bit of family issues, that kind of drew it back together. So
I agree. As compared to like 3 and 4, actually everything past the first one and minus Bumblebee.
Yes.
I mean, this one is, easily above 2, 3, and 4.
Right. But I mean, that kind of like drew, spoilers, guys.
Yep.
So fair warning. But that's one of the things that, like, when the whole bee thing happened, I was like, yeah, whatever. Because there was no emotional, like, distress over it, because it's like, well, he's got to come back. He's got to come back for the bee movie.
Yeah, exactly. And if you've seen the trailers...
timeline...
exactly. Timeline... No, this happened after the Bumblebee movie.
Oh, is it?
Because I did like that Prime made one reference to that, because early on, B was like, hey, and he goes, your one human doesn't change it.
That's true.
So, and that was something that threw me off right out of the bat, where Prime is like, humans are assholes, and we don't like humans, and rah, 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 and I was like, whoa, where's this Prime coming from?
Yeah.
And then at least story-wise, it explains it, and there's a little bit of a payoff for that.
Yes.
So I was a bit surprised. I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing with this. Okay, good. Because with some of the dialogue in the first portion of it, I was feeling that we were going to start making political statements with the Transformers. Even though there was the one when they got to Peru. I was like, what does this have to do with anything? But,
it's just the politics. Whatever.
I thought that was very out of place.
But whatever. It felt forced.
Neither here nor there, but...
Yeah.
Well, anyways. So, I liked that arc with Prime. Prime had an arc in this movie. And I thought that was a nice plus and a welcome change. As for the human characters...
They were all right. I mean, they were pretty simple. The motivation behind what they were doing.
Yes.
For him specifically, we really didn't get a lot for her.
I believe. Yeah, they tried
they kind of like told you some of her backstory, but obviously I guess she doesn't have much family left.
Yes.
Because it really just seemed like it was her and her dad. At least that's the only comments that they made.
Yeah.
So, and I find it interesting, the little line at the end, but I guess at some point, since they found it, she was able to kind of utilize it for whatever, but I'm like, I don't know how you explain, I was just randomly walking around and got into a secret tunnel.
Well,
I don't know.
That's because she's already part of the before the credits surprise, which I won't spoil, even though I think it's already been spoiled if you kind of read or see headlines and such. But I already knew that going in, so as that was getting prepped, I was like, ugh. That's why I leaned over to you and was like, get ready to roll your eyes.
Yes, I heard it, and I'm like, okay. And to me, it would have made much more sense if it was Toro coming in.
Sector 7.
Like, that makes sense.
Yes.
And I would have totally bought into that. I would have been like, okay, cool,
That's what it should have been.
But it wasn't.
Go
find out yourselves, but, it's all right.
That was,
whatever.
Is that just vibrations? No, I just hear it vibrating, so sorry for any clacking. But Yeah, I mean, it was better than the later Bay movies, and it was cool to see Unicron, although Unicron's voice doesn't compare anywhere to Orson Welles, and I know it's nostalgia, but at the same point, I was also hoping for a little bit more of the music to play off the original Transformers music when Unicron was around. I mean, to me, everything about Unicron is iconic from that original animated movie, and this one, yeah, I mean, it was great to see Big Unicron, but also okay.
Was Scourge or whatever in the original?
Scourge, yeah, he was. I think he was one of the sweeps. He was one of the. Yeah, he wasn't. I was surprised it wasn't Cyclonus, because I always figured Cyclonus was the second
Nimoy
in command. Galvatron was who Nimoy was.
Ah, I can never keep it.
Who was Megatron. But, so Scourge was kind of interesting, and the thing that kind of threw me off with this as well is that they were called Terracons, right?
Yeah.
They weren't the Decepticons in this, they were the Terracons. However, the Terracons is the Transformer set I bought like a year or so ago when they re-released them. Hunger, who was a two-headed dragon. There's a whole set. The Terracons are monsters.
Oh.
They don't transform into vehicles. So when all of a sudden Scourge transformed into a big truck, I'm like, well, that's Onslaught.
Convenient.
He's I forgot what that set is called. So I felt when it comes to the lore of what Transformers they use, they just don't care. They just grab an idea and they just do it themselves. Although Mirage was hit or miss for me. It's like, I think, they changed him from, he used to be an F1 car. So making him a Porsche and the colors were the same was fine. I think at times he was a little too much, his characterization. But I liked he had the Mirages and all that, so I thought that was fine. I liked the overall look of the Transformers in this. They definitely resemble Transformers and what we grew up on, instead of these odd mishmash crazy whatever designs that the Bay movies had them in.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, like I said, I mean, I don't look at all those kind of details as far as the actual look of them. I do like that they, they had a little bit of a story arc. We obviously couldn't have all the ones that were from the original Transformers movie because that doesn't happen until later.
Yeah,
but that kind of stuff. So, but the other question is like since some of these people I know, what is it? There was that plane that was in the yard or whatever. I'm assuming that's not the same one that we had in this movie, but okay.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that was Jetfire.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting to find all these different, Transformers throughout time, so to speak. I'm like,
Sure.
I would have liked to have seen RC in the more recent movie, in the
exactly.
later movies, so to speak. But
technically, she showed up in either Revenge of the Fallen or Dark of the Moon. Although you wouldn't have really known it other than when at one point she says, "I'm RC." It's like, what? And the thing with this that I don't know how much I liked was the fact that they can just kind of transform into whatever.
Instead of a set
it's
design,
like
so
suddenly RC, she's a motorcycle and she turns into this big massive robot with tons of plate all over her. Where I'm like, there's barely enough outsiding plate of a motorcycle to cover her face. So they could just kind of create whatever, and I know Transformers, and don't think any too much into it, and stop complaining. And you're right.
Yes. Well, that was the one thing that I was like laughing at. I'm like, so Mirage becomes a garbage truck? Does he have enough parts to be that?
And that's my point.
Okay.
And when he was immediately saying, you can sell me, and he went into all these different car models. It's like, I didn't think they could immediately change on the fly like that without scanning them, but...
That's okay.
Just
okay.
So...
But overall,
I mean,
it's not a bad movie.
It was okay. It was
fun.
I actually would have... I think something I really didn't like, and I know I'm just going on with complaining, is... Mirage becoming the power suit for Noah. I felt they just, I mean, that whole bit where Noah came back for Prime, spoilers, I was just like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
That was just a bit too far of a stretch.
But,
because you had to have the human in the final fight, where, again, the humans, when it comes to the Transformer battles, are the detriment to what's going on. It should have been both Optimuses
at Scourge. But
at
that's
Scourge.
Okay.
So I think there wasn't enough Maximals in the whole thing, but I get the way the story was going. So it had arcs in it, which is good. It was, I'd say, it was probably the third best Transformers movie. So
take it as well.
Yeah, if you're looking for a big, crazy, silly movie, that's the one you're looking. You know, you could have fun with it.
So, well, that's our 2 cents.
That's it.
We're home.
Driving home.
And we will catch you at the next movie.
Yes.
Sooner than you think, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Bye.